steroid punishments in sports strict enough? And does it scare players enough into not using these? Hello everyone, my name is Hunter Woodall, and today I'm going to be discussing solutions on getting rid of steroids in sports. Steroid use is a problem in all sports, not only your big mainstream sports like football, baseball, basketball. You have steroid use being used in sports all over the world like cricket, wrestling, hockey, and these don't just give you a competitive edge, and that's what these players are trying to gain. They're all trying to get a competitive edge over the rest of the field, the rest of the athletes they'll be competing against. And they're always trying to gain just a little bit of an edge just to get that winning drive. And but that doesn't just give you this. It also comes with side effects that can be potentially deadly. It can lead to liver disease, strokes, heart attacks, and a lot of other things that can really damage your health. And healthnewyork.gov talks about this in their article. And these steroids, they give an unfair advantage when you have some players taking steroids, which is making them bigger, faster, stronger. It puts them over the rest of the playing field that's playing natural. And it's not only a problem when you're up into high school. I mean, when you're up in professional sports, it can also be a problem starting all the way back to high school sports. You have a lot of coaches and parents, they'll encourage steroid use to get their kids as big, fast, and strong as they can, to prepare them for playing at the college level and potentially the pro level. So I definitely think something needs to be done about this. It's injuring and even killing some players. And starting at that young of an age, even in high school, can be really damaging to a body that's still growing. So the first solution I want to talk about is from an article I read on Bleacher Report by John Howell, and he discusses every player taking a urine test before each competitive game. And these players get to the field way before game time. They have plenty of time. I don't think this would be a burden or anything on these players. I think they can do it really quickly, just a quick urine sample, which will be tested, and the results will be back before the game even starts. And if you don't pass, you don't play. And if you don't pass, they can figure out what it is and give you a punishment fit for what they find. Which I think a lot of steroid testing is done once a season to players. And I think that once you get your steroid test one time, you don't have to worry about anything for the rest of that season. So you can take basically whatever you want and just get clean before your next test, before the end of the next season. And so I believe if you know you're going to have to go in and take a urine test every single game, it's going to incline you not to use steroids or any kind of illegal substance, because you know you're going to get tested every single game. And you have no time to clean that out of your system. And you know there's a very high chance of being caught. So I believe that solution would work great. And in my second solution, I'm going to be talking about a solution presented by Akshat Rathi from Courts.com. He talks about a biological passport, which is it takes your blood levels and your steroid levels, and it can be tested at the beginning, the middle, and the end of every season. If you take the blood levels at the beginning of the season, you come back mid-season, say your blood level was at 51% when you get there at the beginning of the season, and your blood level is at 54% mid-season, it's obvious that your blood has been tampered with, because doping in sports is not just anabolic steroid supplements. There's a method where players will remove blood from their body and put it in the freezer, and then when you take that blood out of your body compensates and makes more blood. And then before a big game, you can go take that out of the freezer and inject it back into your body, which will increase your red blood count, which can give you more oxygen, which can burn more energy, which will allow you to play at a higher level and give you a boost. So it's not just anabolic steroids and other steroid supplements. I believe that there should be a two-strike solution where you're allowed 2 strikes on the third strike. there is a very severe punishment. I believe the first strike should be a number of game suspension. I believe the second strike should be an even higher number of suspension games. And I believe the third strike should be being banned from that sport altogether as consequences for these two solutions. And because these guys obviously love the sport, they play a lot, they devote a lot of time to it. So I believe the threat of being banned forever could really scare these guys into not using these anabolic steroids. And I believe once you get steroids out of professional and college sports, these high school and even younger kids that look up to these guys and see them won't want to go up and take these anabolic steroids to get bigger and faster and just work hard to play to the best of their ability.